Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much everybody for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much to everybody who's listening right now in the podcast. Today is Thursday, January the 16th, 2025. I wanted to come here, share this story with you guys. Something that happened in Ohio recently. But before I continue, I want to say thank you so much to everybody who has been listening using Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And also thank you so much to our largest audience listening through Pandora. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget, everybody, to please review this podcast in whatever platform you're listening from. And don't forget to join me on YouTube by subscribing, okay? I wanted to come here, you guys, and share about this elderly woman in Ohio who recently lost her life after she was found outside of the nursing home and died of, I believe it was hypothermia, right? So I'm going to read to you exactly what happened, but let me just tell you something. I understand that when it comes to nursing homes and having a family member or loved one in a nursing home, people will always have mixed reaction, right? People that are not going through something like this, or they don't see it happening to them in the future, meaning that perhaps, their parents are healthy or their parents are no longer living, things like that. Sometimes they will never understand it unless they're going through it. And I learned from that, after having my mom in nursing home during the pandemic, before and after the pandemic for a little bit, and having her there and seeing that sometimes a nursing home might be the last resource, especially if you're a working person, right? Especially if you don't have the room in your house, especially if you get overwhelmed with stress dealing with taking care of somebody who's sick, right? It's not for everyone, right? So some people will never understand something like this, a situation like this, until it happens to them. And even though I have come here before and told you about nursing homes and things like this and crazy stuff that happen, yes, it's a lot of crazy stuff that happen in nursing homes, but also there's a lot of good that happen also, right? And I was able to experience that having my mom there. I do want to say though, even though she was there, I was so a member of our family was always there like every day, right? So we will share our time by going there, visiting, and making sure things were in order, especially seeing how my mom's behavior was changing, perhaps, how if she was losing weight or gaining weight, if she was eating everything, if she was well taken care of. So we were, even though she was at a nursing home, we did the effort to be there. In the times when one of our me and my sister couldn't be there, we had somebody help us, right? So I just wanted to say that because I know sometimes there's such a bad rap when it comes to nursing homes, and that's just the reality. A lot of people assume that when you are in need of a nursing home, people usually just leave their parents there and never go see them for like years, right? I just wanted to make sure to tell you before I share the story that in our case, it wasn't like that. And because I was there so often, right? And I could see that there were many things that I saw that were really good, right? And not just with my mother, with other patients. And because we were not like, I wasn't going there for like 30 minutes. I was going there for a long time. So I was able to see how other patients were also treated. So a lot of the times, we hear nursing homes and people always have so many negative things to say, but not every nursing home is like that, right? And sometimes when people say, I do have to do this for my family, I cannot take care of them in my home, I don't have the space, I don't have the time, it's very challenging in this, in the other. People immediately assume that you are a bad person, right? And that has been in society for a long time, I think. And just because a person is in a nursing home, that doesn't mean that you are a bad family member to them, I guess you can say. If anything, you're looking for the best care for them. And if you're going there every day to check on them, that's just you also adding additional care for them, right? So that's why you have to be careful sometimes. Life is so surprisingly it rotates, right? Sometimes when we don't go through something, we don't understand it until it happens to us, right? Anything can happen, right? Your life can change at any moment. That's something that I tell you guys. So this woman that passed away, I'm gonna share to you what happened. So in Ohio, Warrensville Heights police said that they are investigating how an elderly woman ended up dead 10 hours after she went missing from a skilled nursing facility. Okay, her name was Albera Miotti, 84 years old, guys. Complete negligence on the nursing home. That's something that if they're gonna go out for like whatever day trip they might have planned, it's the staff responsibility to check on them, right? To make sure everybody got back safely. It's just crazy that something like this could happen. It's negligence, right? So Albert Murray, 84, was found outside the avenue of Warrensville Care and Rehabilitation Center around 7:30 a.m. on Christmas Eve. Imagine that. According to the police, the woman was last seen by a nurse around 8:40 p.m. on December 23rd. The nurse told police that Murray seemed normal and was talking while sitting in her wheelchair. Then another nurse was assigned to her. At around 9:30, the second nurse noticed that Murray was not in her room. So at 9:30, they realized that she was not in her room. So why was not alarming to the staff, right? However, she failed to alert anyone about her absence. She told police she assumed the patient went for a visit with her brother, even though the visitor's log showed no visitors came inside to see her. So, complete negligence, okay? I remember in my many trips going to see my mom, and I do apologize if you hear the heater going on. I tried to speak louder. I know I'm very soft-spoken, but I remember going around nighttime to the nursing home, right? And I remember these people, the way they work, they go and check in the rooms and make sure everybody's back in bed, make sure everybody's having, like, if they're gonna have snacks, if they have snacks, and it will be like a watch type of, going down the halls. I will see nurses and CNAs just checking on their patients. Like I said, I know not every nursing home is the same, but in this case, that's a complete failure, negligence part in the staff at this nursing home. And I have told you guys before that you have to remember, in the times that we're living in, people are grabbing 1, 2, 3 jobs just because they cannot afford, just to make ends meet. So when I say that, I mean, like, people are not giving 100% to their jobs, right? And a lot of people like that, unfortunately, they get hired by nursing homes, and that's why if you have a parent in a nursing home, I emphasize for you to be on a daily basis, going in and making sure things are being done properly. And if not, you can always hire somebody for 1 hour to go and check on your family member, right? So somebody that you trust, obviously. So that's what I mean. Like, people are not giving 100% to these jobs. And the thing is, like, when you're dealing with a nursing home or a facility, you're dealing with human beings. So it's just this attitude that you see right now at workplaces where people just don't care. If it's not affecting them personally, they really don't care. And that is such a dangerous spirit, such a dangerous air that's floating around right now that, well, it's not my problem. Well, it's not my, that people say this. It's not my department. It's not my problem. I don't need to worry about that. And it's so sad because you're dealing with human beings, right? And I can understand that, perhaps, yes, people take their family members out during Christmas, but I know during Christmas time too, they also have a lot of staff working because, especially in a holiday, it's like double pay or something like this. So they get allow more people to show up and work, right? Because of the extra pay, and it's more staff, and things like this. So it's very shocking that it was like, oh yeah, at 9:30 p.m. I noticed that she was not in her room, but I just assumed she went out with her brother. Complete negligence, you know. If you see something, say something. That's usually what people say, right? In these campaigns, right, in the metro and things like that, in the subway. But why this is not being done here? If you don't see a patient back in bed at 9:30 p.m., that's something for you to communicate to higher up and find out where the patient is. It's just really sad, guys, okay? Around 6:30 a.m. the next day, the nurse said she told a colleague that Mayuri was missing according to the report. The colleague quickly issued a code purple, which is used to sweep the building and alert authorities. And when the patient was missing, the report said the officer arrived around 7:30 a.m. While waiting for facility administrator, he heard screams. He wrote that nurses led him outside to the center patio, where they found Albera laying on her back. This is so sad, you guys. I cannot imagine what the family is going through. This is so sad. And the reason that I made that long introduction about understanding that some families will need nursing homes at some point. They will need the assistance of a nursing home to care for a loved one. It's because people might hear this and say, oh, where was her family like on Christmas Day? How come they didn't go visit her if they would have seen her? It's stuff like this. This is a complete negligence on the staff at the nursing home, okay? Complete negligence. Especially when you have nurses that change shift, they're going around giving medication, right? Why nobody says something, right? Perhaps the CNA didn't see her in her room, but the nurse put up in like alarming, like, wait, I am supposed to give her medication. Wait, I'm supposed to check and make sure everybody's good. And you need to understand also a lot of these rooms at nursing homes, they have a roommate, right? So somebody probably went in that room for the roommate and also noticed that the other patient was not there and didn't say anything. It's this attitude of, people, like I told you guys, people are dealing with 3 jobs right now. And, 3 jobs, raising a family, all of that. And they just, they're not giving 100% to this job. So they're becoming irresponsible. A lot of negligence. It's so sad. So they found this lady outside of the nursing home in the patio, laying on her back. There's no cameras. There's no maintenance people going outside, closing the doors at night. Like, what happened here? They completely failed this patient and the family. So the administrator told the police that the security cameras only capture common areas and they failed to capture the patient, I guess. They also told the police that the doors have alarm and that the sound when the door is open, but the staff member do not receive notification when the alarm goes off. Like, why are you saying this? There's no excuse. They failed them. It's a complete negligence, okay? So the center is called Warrensville Care and Rehabilitation Center. And when they were asked by the media to provide okay, everybody, I'm sorry about that. I lost the mic and I lost a light here. So they were asked by the media, the center was asked by the media. The center is called Warrensville Care and Rehabilitation Center and it's located in Ohio. They were asked by the media to give some type of statement as to what happened here, and they said they have no comment, right? This is a complete negligence. I cannot believe something like this happened. I hope they are held accountable from everybody who worked on that shift, right? In that unit, everybody, including the administrator. This is just crazy that this patient died and she died that way in a place where her family put her there to be taken care of because, obviously they cannot do it themselves, right? So it's just so sad, you guys. So I hope this doesn't happen again. And like I said to you guys, if you're in the need to have your family member in a nursing home, I would suggest you making the effort to check on them as much as you can. And if you cannot, some days hire somebody that you can trust for at least 1 hour a day to go and do that for you, okay? Thank you so much, everybody, for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening to the podcast. Have a good day, everybody. God bless.